Hi, everyone. On behalf of Iona College and the ITPS, thank you all so much for participating in this symposium. All our thanks to Cornell Press and Michael McGandy, editor extraordinaire, for their support of this project, as well as the generosity of the Robert David Lyon Gardner Foundation for making the eventual volume available open access and free to all. We're obviously extremely disappointed to not be able to be together in person, but given the public health crisis, everybody's safety and well-being is clearly the most important thing. So thank you very much for your flexibility.
This event and the eventual volume are titled The Age of Revolutions in the Digital Age. We're aware that, and you've probably noticed, that our current program skews pretty heavily, if not exclusively, towards the American Revolution. So you should know that this may change our framing as we prepare the eventual final volume.
So this is a project that is somewhat in flux, and we are excited to be responsive based on the conversations that come out of the symposium. But we did want to give you a sense of what we were thinking about for the book proposal right up front. We were planning on having an opening session at the symposium where the editors would talk about the ideological and practical rationales for this project. But instead of adding another Zoom session, we decided to awkwardly record this short video. So we hope you will find it helpful as you finalize your papers and prepare to read the work of the other participants.
To that end, we are living in a moment of profound change in the information landscape. How we absorb, circulate, and share knowledge in the public sphere, in academia, and most specifically in our classrooms, are defined by a balance between old and new media. And I don't think it's perhaps ever been quite so clear as it has been in the past 6 months, as most of us have been teaching and have had our classrooms move to a virtual online space. And yet, while the technologies and mediums that dominate contemporary communications are indeed new, the opportunities and challenges that they pose are not. The Age of Revolutions in the Digital Age will seek to explore the past, present, and possible futures of revolutions in government, communication, and democracy.
The symposium and the eventual volume examine topics related to media and information in the late 18th century using digital humanities tools and methods that are relevant to media and information today. In the late 18th and early 19th centuries, media networks were indeed social. Shifting technologies and communication strategies enabled both the elite and the wider public to articulate and transform revolutionary ideologies and actions. Focusing on the parallels and intersections between late 18th century revolutionary textual dissemination and present-day methods in the digital humanities, The Age of Revolutions in the Digital Age evaluates the resonances between media and politics in the Age of Revolutions and in our own digital era.
This symposium will lead to the creation of an open access, interdisciplinary collection of essays that draws both in its contributors and its intended readers from diverse professional backgrounds and areas of research. This accessibility will reinforce to a broad audience what we hope to be the central contribution of the volume, a contribution that asserts the relevance of this historical subject matter to contemporary stakes in information and media literacy.
In keeping with current trends in DH pedagogy, we aim to present students with examples of how digital tools have enabled advances in our understandings of early American history, as well as engage students in broader meta conversations about the promises and perils of a digital turn in early American history.
You have all seen how we've organized the various sessions for the symposium, but the volume we're envisioning as being structured around 3 broad concepts. First, the history of the Age of Revolutions. Second, the digital humanities. And third, archival studies. We hope that these concepts will all seek to pursue 2 aims. One, exploring the use of digital tools in understanding the Age of Revolutions. And second, explaining why understanding the Age of Revolutions will help make meaning of the digital age.
So we want this volume to be used in classes, and we want it to serve as a guide for how to deploy the digital humanities in those spaces. So given this intention, the volume will balance DH methods and tools, largely oriented towards online resources, with a foundation in the material items housed in physical archives.
The goal of the Age of Revolutions in the Digital Age, and as I've joked before, say that several times in a row really fast and see where it gets you. Another prime objective of the workshop really should be to ensure that we come up with a nickname or an abbreviation, is we're trying to engage with 4 primary audiences. That, of course, being said, we welcome engagement with as wide and as many audiences as possible. The first is students and scholars of the history and literature of the late 18th century. The second is the digital humanities, third, media studies, and fourth, public history, particularly public history in galleries, libraries, museums, and archival institutions. We foresee this conversation and collection as serving a dual purpose. First, forging a conversation between early Americanists and digital humanists, and second, providing a needed resource for history instructors looking to integrate DH into their classrooms.
To satisfy scholars in these wide range of disciplines, the Age of Revolutions in the Digital Age will emphasize rigorous archival connections and practical research applications. By blending conceptual foundations of DH with clear engagement in the major debates in the relevant historiographies, our goal is to demonstrate how DH both contributes to these debates and highlights consistent threads in the study of communication that were as powerful in the late 18th century as they are today.
It's our goal to have discussions that provide tangible digital humanities teaching tools as part of a broader reflection on the relationship between the digital and the historical. We envision a wide audience of scholars, students, and the interested public. We believe that this matters and that the era of revolutions has much to teach us today, and that the intersections of history and the digital world can transform our understandings of both.
And with that, the far less interesting, more boring logistics of the workshop itself. So we also wanted to send along a few reminders. The first is to please send us your 5,000 to 6,000 word essay via email by August 24th. And we do ask you to make as concerted effort as possible to really stick to that word count. Once we have compiled all the papers, they'll be made available to the symposium participants through a password-protected shared drive. This will leave 3 weeks for you to read your co-panelist essays and those for any sessions you plan to attend.
As Nora said earlier, we understand that this is a strange time, a difficult time, and we're very grateful for all the effort and work you've put in so far and that you're going to devote going forward. And so it should go without saying that we understand that professional and family obligations, to say nothing of Zoom fatigue, will make it impossible for every one of you to attend every session of the symposium. We do hope that you've identified 2 sessions besides your own that you do plan to attend, and it would be really helpful to us if you could just let us know what those are.
You're going to want to go to as many of these as you can. We really had fun and we're so impressed in reading all of these proposals. And there's really quality scholarship that's going to be coming from all different kinds of angles. And we think that there's really some interesting resonances in various sessions that really harmonize together. So in order for you to access these conversations, there will be password protected Zoom links for each day of the event. So there are 2 sets of login details. And we hope that you will attend as many of them as you can. Now the details on the schedule and the Zoom links are both included in your email. You have those and that information will not change.
So with that, thank you all so very much for agreeing to participate in this project. We are beyond excited to learn with you and to share this knowledge with the widest audience possible. So thank you.
Thank you all so much.
See you soon.
Bye.